Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for the West Okanagan Kootenays for that fulsome review on such short notice. I really appreciated the amount of research he's done already on it. I want to ask a specific question on Article 1310, which focuses on climate. In that section, it commits both parties to, I'll quote, work together to pursue domestic and global efforts to limit the global temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Now, that is the globally recognized amount to prevent climate breakdown. It's a really important number. But what's also true is we're in a country right now that is continuing to build new fossil fuel infrastructure, including owning and expanding the Trans Mountain Pipeline, of which we've invested $30 billion. The UN Secretary General has called this moral and economic madness. We continue to invest around $20 billion a year to subsidize the very industry most responsible for the crisis we are in. So I'd love to hear a comment from the member on how he reconciles what he's seeing from the federal government right now when it comes to continuing to subsidize the oil and gas industry, and yet committing to a treaty that would purport to ensure we do our part on the climate crisis.
The honourable member for South Okanagan, West Kootenay.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the member from Kitchener for that very important comment, and I'd like to thank him also for taking part in a press conference that I held with the member from Timmins James Bay on that subject last week, where we called both the government and fossil fuel companies to account for the fact the International Energy Agency has said we cannot move forward with any new fossil fuel projects. And here we are, as he mentioned, $30 billion into the Trans Mountain Pipeline, and I could go on and on about other projects. So this is something that this government and the fossil fuel industry have to face. The fossil fuel industry has known since the 1980s where we are headed. It warned in the 1980s, it warned itself in the 1980s that they couldn't go down that path, and then they decided that would be too expensive. There was too much money to be made. And so we have to call both the government and the industry to account on this and make some very important changes very quickly.
Question commentaire. The honour. I'll do there first. The honourable member for Kootenay, Alberni.
Speaker.